What's going on, guys? Back again with another Turtletown Mangos Dynasty video. This week we're taking on the Charlotte Speedsters in our very first rivalry game of the Dynasty. The Charlotte Speedsters, as I mentioned in the very first episode, are led by none other than my very own brother, who I only managed to beat one time in College Football 25, so definitely going to be a little nervous going into this one. Our undefeated streak is on the line for this game, but really excited to hop into this one and see how we can do. This is actually going to be the first game of the season that we aren't at a huge overall disadvantage. I'm actually going to break out our Color Rush uniforms for this one too. I think it's a good opportunity. Our first rivalry game, we'll break out our new uniforms here. I really think these bright greens look really slick. The same pants as our normal home uniforms as well, so nothing changes there. And I'm really excited to see how this game goes because we all started with the same roster breakdown, and really it's just going to come down to which player has the better game or which team EA decides to favor. So without further ado, let's kick this game off and start our first rivalry game, the Battle of the Brothers taking on the Charlotte Speedsters. We're going to take this kick out of the end zone with Massey. Not a great return, didn't get great blocks. We're starting inside the 20 on this first drive. And you know how we like to start these games, starting with a run play here to Gardner, just to kind of get our offense clicking a little bit. The block set up great. We had to sneak behind the D tackle there. That's Dale Earnhardt Jr., one of his created fantasy players on the defensive side of the ball. Got to be ready for that. What you'll notice is a lot of his player names are all NASCAR players, and I just threw a pick on our second play from offense, a red pass on our very first pass of the game, and we're getting picked off right off the bat. Not a great start, especially, I don't know why I didn't just stick with the run game there. I feel like we probably should have just stuck with that after having such great success, 15 yards on the first run, but now here we go. On defense, we got to find a way to slow this offense down. He's starting out with this spread look, going to go with the same kind of philosophy and kind of a similar run play too. He cuts it back behind the D tackle on our side as well, and he gets a huge run. 2nd and 1 here coming up. We're going hard flats. We get in there with our linebacker. We're just a little too slow, though. He gets the first down, and he's moving the ball now. He's doing what I probably should have done, pounding the rock. We got to make sure that we're able to get some stops. He goes to the air on this play. We've got the mesh route. I actually switched stick, which not something I'm very accustomed to doing, but I was kind of on it a little bit there. Still not enough, though. He gets the first down completion. Now we got to find a way to get a stop here. We get a decent block shed coming off the right side there, making the tackle, setting up 2nd down here. I'm usering over here on the right side, expecting either a run or a pass play like this. He hits the drag underneath of Larson, though, and that breaks our match coverage. Larson, his created player on offense, the tight end, after Kyle Larson, who's a NASCAR superstar right now. He's definitely someone we're going to have to be looking out for. We try to get in here with a little bit of pressure, and the blitz gets home. Our linebackers come in hot, get the sack, and set up a 2nd and 21 here, getting a huge play there, moving him way back behind the sticks. Now he's going to be forced to pass. He goes for the corner route, and it looks like he's going to experience some similar issues to what we've been dealing with all year. Quarterbacks missing passes. We get pressure in there again, forcing him to 4th down. He's going to have to try and kick the field goal, but on the road, and from that distance, we know that's not an easy task. Going to go wide left on that one. Our defense stands strong. We get the stop, and now let's see if we can get some momentum going on offense after throwing a pick on our second play from scrimmage. Probably not the smartest move here, but I am going to go back to the air. I don't want to get too reliant on the ground game early because I do think we need to get our wide receivers involved. We've got this crossing route, and definitely a risky pass, a huge catch from our number 3 receiver, Briggs. I think it's time we go back to the ground game, though, because that was definitely sketchy. We don't get any blocking off the edge there. It looked like he sent his slot corner on the blitz. So now we're set up 2nd and long here. Got to see if we can make something happen. Back to the ground game. We've got Gardner. He makes a cut, gets upfield, a good solid run there, making it a 3rd and manageable. We've got this flood concept going now on the right side. See if we can get anything going. I can't tell if this is cover 4 or if he's blitzing here. It is the blitz, though. We pick it up with our running back, and Franks just misses the pass. It said it was an accurate throw, but I don't think either of us really are going to be able to complain this game because both our quarterbacks are going to be dealing with the same issue. that is one nice thing about having the same rosters, at least for this first year. We do a good job covering the punt there as well. Back on defense now. I'm going to hop on Spencer here. He goes with the RPO to Larson. Definitely got to, like I said, keep an eye on him. He's going to go to him early and often in this game, and he's got to be a focal point for us to try and stop this game. We make a pretty good tackle there, and that's going to end the first quarter. So not a bad showing defensively so far up to this point, but our offense definitely struggling a little bit. Probably going to need to lean on that run game a lot more. Speaking of leaning on the run game, he does it there on second down, setting up a 3rd and short. And I'm going to bring our defense up. Going to hop on Miller here because I'm expecting a run play. He motions his tight end over, so I'm thinking it's probably going to go that way, but he goes back the other way, and we just didn't have the numbers there to get off the blocks. Going to try some man coverage here, hopping on Miller again. I think he might be going with another run play, so just want to make sure we've got the numbers. Instead, he does pass. He takes a shot down the sideline, and Lovett got cooked, but once again, missing the pass. Going to be a very common theme, and it's probably going to get very old very quick with me saying that. I am going to man up our corner on the left again here, though, since we're in cover 4. He hits us with the slip screen to his running back, and we do a pretty good job making the rally there, getting the tackle, making him go to 3rd down yet again here. He's set up in this bunch formation. I've got hard flats on the field in case we get anything short. He goes for the zig route. It tips in the air, and nobody's able to come down with it. That would have been a huge interception to give us great field position, but nonetheless, we do get the stop. We're going to run it back here with Dalton, see if we can set up any good blocks. We get a decent return there, nothing too crazy, but we'll take that starting field position and getting the stop here. Lots of defense to start the game. We're going to go to the handoff with Gardner, and there's just nothing going there. Time, I think, to break out this mesh dig concept that I really like out of the bunch formation. We've got the in route right over his user, definitely a sketchy ball, but Franks delivers it right on the money. Thank goodness that we get an accurate pass from him on that one. We're going to go back to the ground game with Gardner. Gardner's got some space down the sideline, hits a spin move, and we're at the 15-yard line marching down the field now on this drive. This is the kind of momentum we've been waiting for in that first quarter that we weren't able to get. Going to go to the aerial attack here, hit the drag route underneath, set up a good 2nd and 2, and now it's time for our QB blast play. Our unstoppable, old, reliable play. We got Jordan Brooks trying to make it happen and actually defended very well there. We're going to go back to another play that we really like, this RPO bubble. Not really loving the way that sets up, but we hit Scooter McGee. It looked like the ball might have deflected there for a second, but he holds on to it. We're going to get in the end zone again, get McGee a touchdown, and with this extra point here, we're going to go up 7-0. Now back on defense, just a little bit of time left in this first half, so we're going to come out in our dime package. He's going 5 wide, so definitely passing here. He throws it up in a double coverage, and we just can't come down with it. Good defense, though. 2nd and 10 here. Same kind of look. We're coming out in our dime package, just really trying to make sure that we don't get beat deep. Got cover 4 out there. He's got the corner route on the left side, and that's exactly where he goes. Larson wide open, kind of lost track of him there. And now he's going to go with this RPO to Larson again, really just feeding the ball to him. We do a good job of getting off the blocks there and making the tackle. Once again, passing here. He goes to his running back, gets the first down, and now he's in field goal range. So he's marching down the field. We've got to find a way to get a stop here and stop this momentum. On defense here, I've got the in route. He's taking off with his quarterback, and we make a big hit on the sideline. He holds onto the ball, but definitely making him pay for that scramble. Not too much time left here. We've just got to make sure that we don't give up a touchdown. He's already in field goal range. And with a minute left, he's definitely got plenty of time here. He goes with this mesh concept, throws it up, and our safety comes down and makes the pick. A huge interception there. Exactly what we needed to stop the momentum in this half. And now we've got an opportunity here to potentially go down and score ourselves. Just got to be careful, though. We know Franks is definitely susceptible to throwing some pretty bad accuracy passes and getting intercepted. We go with play action on this first play. We've got McGee underneath, and he's got some room down the sideline. A great start to the drive here. Now we're going to go with this hitch corners play. It looks like he might be sending the house. We may have Gardner here, depending on how this sets up. And Gardner, his user bit on the short route, but Franks just sails the ball over him. I can't believe he just missed the pass that bad. That was a free touchdown going into half, extending the lead to 14-0. We'll have to keep that play in our back pocket, though, just in case it becomes an opportunity to take advantage of again. 2nd and 10 here, though. Just got to keep finding open receivers. We've got Briggs on this in route, and he's having a big first half for us so far this game. Definitely stepping up in place of Dalton and Shaw, who really haven't been as involved so far. We're going to go with the run here to Gardner, just see if we can get to the edge, but his defense is all over that, and he calls his timeouts, and we're going to have to punt this ball back. Sending it deep here, just going to see if we can pin him back, and a pretty good punt there. Lands it inside the 20, a decent return getting vertical, but we'll take that with not much time left in this half. Going to hop on our linebacker here. He's got 4 verts, tries to hit the out route, which might have been there, but our defensive pressure gets in there, making a big hit on the QB, forcing the incompletion. We're watching Larson here. He hits his running back in the middle, a decent pickup there, but we'll give up that check down at this point in the half. Dropping back to pass again. He's got the corner route again, and what a grab by Larson. We've definitely got to find some answers to stop those corner routes because that's been his bread and butter so far in this first half. Hopping on Riddick Jr. here. He's setting up all his audibles. Just not much time left either, so we just got to make sure we don't give up anything too deep. He's potentially got the slant, and he hits it. What a great pass. Our user's just too slow, and he gets into field goal range here. Let's see if we can block it. We can't. But he goes wide left. He misses it. And we got a roughing the kicker penalty. I can't believe we get the stop by him missing the field goal, and our guy dives into the field goal kicker. So now he gets a second chance here. I'm not going to try going in again because at this point, I'm just going to hope that he misses a second one in a row, but he drills that one. So we'll go into halftime 7-3. Not a very good end of the half with what just transpired, but we'll take the lead. We're at home. We've got the momentum. We'll take that going into halftime. He does get the ball here to start the second half, though, so our defense is going to need to step up. On the kickoff here, you're just going to take the fair catch. So we're going to start out on defense at the 25. I think it's time to send in a little bit of pressure again. See if we can catch him off guard coming out of halftime here. Our right linebacker does get in, and he gets just there a little bit late, almost getting the sack, but early enough to force the incompletion, which we'll take. I'm on this out route here on the left side, and he throws it right at me, but our user's just a little bit behind it. Couldn't quite make the stop there. 3rd down and 2, though, so we're in a good spot. I'm going to hop on Lovett. Maybe he goes for a quick out. It doesn't look like it, though. I'm going to see if we can get back to the middle of the field, but he hits the in route before I can get over there. A good play by him on 3rd down. On a run here on 1st down again, our user's all over it, getting across that pulling guard's face and making the tackle. 2nd and 10 now here. Going to hop on our linebacker in the middle again, and they go with the screen pass, but a great job by our slot corner there, fighting off that block and making a good play. 3rd down and 9 coming up now. We've got Brooks lining up, making audibles. We man up the solo receiver. 3rd down, big play here, and this is actually where my stream cut out, so we don't really get to see the end of this play, but it ends up being incomplete. I get the stream back on here, and now we've got a 4th down and 9 coming up where he decides to go for the ball. Big 4th and 9 here. Got an opportunity to get a big stop with the ball across midfield if we can force an incompletion or get a sack here. He goes with the pass. He's got something over the middle, but my user was there, and our pass rush gets in. That's Kendrick Battle coming off the edge, making a big-time play, and we're going to take over across the 50 now with great field position here. Only up 7-3, so definitely needed that stop, and we're going to see if we can make something happen in the air right now. I'm thinking we may have McGee on this corner route, but I actually tried to hit the in route, and the user right there was all over it, so thank goodness the ball just falls down incomplete. I think if I actually get that pass off, he might have usered it and taken it the other way for a pretty long run as well. Or at the very least, it would have been broken up. So now we're going to go back to the ground game, give Gardner another rep, and just see if we can make something happen here. He does pinch his line, but we're able to get outside. Gardner gets around the edge. We get a big block from our wide receiver, and Gardner is gone to the end zone. big touchdown run off of that turnover, and that's exactly how we needed to start with this drive. Coming off with that incomplete pass at first, but Gardner takes it to the house, and now we're up 13-7 or 13-3, sorry, and we have an opportunity to make it 14-3 here with this extra point. As long as we don't have anything crazy here, accuracy's good. We drill it right down the middle, and now that's 14-3, and we're about halfway through this third quarter here. Gonna send this kickoff deep again. Just got to make sure we don't give up anything crazy. He's generally been fair catching the kickoffs anyway, which he does again here, so don't really have to worry about any kind of returns. Back on defense, though, we just got to make sure we don't give up anything too deep, stay in front of the ball, and make tackles, and we'll be just fine here. He's coming out with a doubles look here. We've got our cover 4 on defense. I'm hopping on Spencer. He does motion his wide receiver over, which makes me think it might be a run play. We'll see what happens here, though. He does run it. We get pretty good block sheds and good defense there on the edge. Our corner's coming up, safety making a play as well. So now we've got 2nd and 11 coming up here. We've got a cover 3 look a little bit, and he goes with another screen pass, it looks like. This time, nobody there is able to make a play, and that's a pretty good call by him. Just completely fell asleep on my user, and that sets up a 3rd and short here where we really need to make a stop. He goes to the ground game, and Gardner, or I guess that's not Gardner, that's his version of Gardner, makes a push there and gets the first down. Going to come out in a cover 2 look here, just really trying to make sure we don't get burnt deep, keeping our safeties deep, make him work for this drive to work down the field and take some time off the clock. He takes off with Brooks again, and again, pretty good scramble. We don't get as big of a hit on him there as I would have liked to, like we did in the first half, but still a decent play, not giving up the first down. We just got to make sure that we stay aggressive here on defense, and we make the play there with Gardner, or on Gardner again. I got to stop calling him Gardner, though, because that's not Gardner. That's Boone. That's his version of him. But 3rd down here coming up. Just got to make a play here. And 3rd and 1, I'm kind of expecting a run again, so I'm hopping on the safety. I didn't really do a good job of going downhill, though, and he gets that reach for animation, which is a pretty cool thing they've added this year, but not always great when it happens against you, but it's enough for him to get the first down. We're going to go with a cover 1 look here. I'm hopping on Miller deep, just making sure we don't get burnt. Actually probably going to use Riddick instead. Looking for any crossers coming across here. But instead, he takes a shot deep, and Lovett just got cooked on that. A big-time play from his wide receiver, getting down the sideline. And now we've got a 1st and goal. We've got to get stingy down here. He goes with the halfback swing pass, and we just cannot get out there in time. And there, just like that, he brings it back within 1 possession off of a big-time fade route where we just got cooked. I should know better than to be running man. Our corners just aren't great at that yet, and we don't have the talent to be able to do it. And it looks like he may actually go for 2 here, just looking at the score. I'm waiting to see what he comes out in. He does come out going for 2, trying to make it a field goal game. We're going to pinch the line here, just try to make sure we don't give them anything easy in the middle. Hard flat on the outsides with our flats to make sure we don't give up anything that way either. And we're going to just use her in the middle of the field here. He goes deep, and we actually get the pick with Spencer. And what a great defensive stop there. We keep it a 5-point game, not giving up anything that brings it down to a field goal game. And we'll take that momentum going into the 4th quarter, knowing that we at least kept this game a little bit further apart with that. So we're going to start the 4th quarter here, getting the ball. Hopefully he's just going to kick it deep, which he does. And we just got to make sure we take some time off the clock with this drive. We got 7 minutes left in this game to hold on. The stands are packed. People came out for this rivalry game, and we are giving them exactly what they wanted, a close matchup. Let's see if we can close this one out now. We're going to start out with a screen pass here to Gardner, see if he's ready for it. He's hit us with a few. His user gets over there a little bit, and honestly pretty well defended. Not great blocking by our linemen out there in the open field, but we'll take a few yards there on 1st down. 2nd down coming up here. We've got this curl route wide open to Dalton, which I love. I definitely haven't been using him nearly as much as we should have been in this game. But now on 1st and 10, I think it's potentially a time to take a shot here, see if we can get something open And honestly, nothing there. Just pretty good defense. We may have had the post coming open late, but the pressure got in. He sent the blitz. So on second down, we're going to go back to Gardner, who's having a good game so far, and another big run there, cutting it back up the middle. And I think we may have the opportunity to once again try and hit this streak right up the middle with Gardner if he's not ready for it. He comes down with his user again, and we get it over the top. I'm going to really have to make sure I keep this play in my arsenal for the rest of the season because that was a great play once again. Gardner getting out, going straight up the middle. I think it's really the only time you can get your running back running that streak right down the middle of the field without going out first. So a great play there for Gardner. Gonna definitely love that the rest of the year. And now we're up 21-9 early in or about halfway through the fourth quarter now after that drive. And we've just got to make sure we don't give up anything crazy on our end. Riddick Jr. is the guy I'm going to be on here. I'm watching these crossing routes in the middle. His receivers run into each other, and we get the pick with Silas Miller. He had the big interception against New Mexico State as well, and now he gets one here in our first rivalry game of the season. Definitely a little unlucky for my brother there, but I'm not going to complain on my end. This is an opportunity for us to get a win against him when we only got one all year in college football 25. After that first down run, I'm going to see if we can maybe hit him with a play action shot here. Nothing really open on the wheel, but we hit the dig route wide open in the middle, and now we're setting up a first and goal here, and I think it's time we go back to the direct snap to Gardner, see if we can get a quick hitter here, but Earnhardt gets off the blocks and makes a big tackle. He's been a problem for us all day. Going to see if we can go to the outside now so we don't have to deal with Earnhardt as well. And the block set up beautifully, and Gardner's into the end zone for his third touchdown of the game. One receiving, I think, and two receiving, and that's his first rushing. I'm not exactly sure how they all happened, but either way, we're up 28-9 now, and we're really just pulling away here in this fourth quarter. Going to kick the ball deep again. Still not really super worried about a return, especially since our kicker is kicking it deeper into the end zone now. And now I'm going to see if we can get a little more aggressive. I said I didn't want to do this with man coverage, but where we're at right now, I just want to see if there's any possibility of us doing anything. And it looks like I should just give up on man coverage the rest of the year because this is just terrible. Lovett gets cooked once again. I feel like we had pretty good coverage on the other side with Caldwell since he's our star freshman, but just not working there on Lovett's side one-on-one. He's going to go with the onside kick here, which I don't blame him. Still down a couple of possessions with not a ton of time left, but we user this pretty well, get up there, and we make the play and recover it. So now we've got under 3 minutes here left in this game. Going to just go with some run plays. Probably not the best idea to go with a read option here with our less mobile quarterback, but I wanted to try it anyway. Thankfully, he didn't fumble the ball. And now we've got 2nd and 10 here coming up. Going to go with a pass play here. I think Gardner's open in the middle, and he is, but I actually almost just ran my other route into him and forced either a pick or an incompletion. Thankfully, we don't have any problems getting it there, and now that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. So in a great spot here, going to go with another run play up the middle, keep feeding Gardner, go with a draw, see if we can catch him off guard. It actually works out okay, but not great. So now we've got a 3rd and 1 here coming up, or 4th and 1, excuse me. We go with the direct snap to try and get through there, and we just don't get the blocks. He blitzed in there pretty well, defended it, and now we've got to make some plays here on defense. Starting off strong here with some pressure. 2nd and 10 now. We just got to make sure we don't give up anything deep again. I'm not going to call any more man coverage, at least cover 1, because Lovett over there is just getting cooked by that number 3 wide receiver. And he goes with the corner route again to Larson. And for the first time in a while, on a corner route at least, he sails the pass. He did sail that pass that we got the interception on last drive, so I'm not going to complain too much about getting another one here on that corner route. Forcing a 3rd and 10, got him in a really tough spot now. We just got to sit back and play coverage, and that's exactly what we do. And we play underneath of that in route coming across, and that's probably going to seal it there. A big-time interception, and that is how we're likely just going to end this game. Probably just going to run this game out. He does have 3 timeouts left, though, so definitely got to make sure we we got to get a few first downs here to end this one. We're going to start out with a run outside to Gardner. He gets the edge, a pretty good run on first down, setting up a second and medium here. We're going to see if we can get him going on the weak side here with an inside zone. Go with Gardner again. He blitzes, and somehow we work our way through there and set up a 3rd and 1 here now. Going to see if we can hit him with this counter, halfback counter. I'm not sure if this works well against blitzes or not. It doesn't work well enough, though, because it forces us to a 4th down. And we're just going to take our field goal here, go up 15, and extend our lead. Play it a little bit safe. We probably could just go for it here to try and end it, but I guess I should have just done that because I missed the field goal. So now we only stay up 12. Gonna just make sure we make him work down the field, though. He doesn't really have any timeouts, so as long as we don't give up any streaks like that, thankfully his quarterback once again sells for him and misses another throw. But as long as we don't get beat deep and give up anything crazy, we'll be okay. The deep route there, my stream kind of, I don't know, I must have just messed up the editing on that one too, but it falls incomplete. We get pressure here, and now we get a 4th and long. And with this, he's pretty much just got to go Hail Mary mode. So we just got to cover deep, make sure we don't give up anything crazy. And we actually did give it up, but his quarterback misses another throw. And with that, we're just going to kneel the ball, get out of this game, escape with a W against our rival, the Charlotte Speedsters. And we're going to keep our undefeated season alive. There's Franks and Gardner celebrating with each other. Tyrese Gardner, our player of the game, 16 rushes for 118 yards and 3 touchdowns. I think one of those was receiving, but still a phenomenal performance from him. He had a great game. He's got to be someone that we make sure we retain going into next year as well. Let's take a look at the stats here. Team stats, pretty balanced it looks like overall. I think we ran the ball a little more efficiently. Player stats, though, Frank's a great game. We'll look at his quarterback as well just because, I mean, this was a rough performance throwing the ball. I'm pretty sure at least half of those incompletions were him just sailing the ball to his receivers. We did force 3 interceptions, though. I don't know if force is the great word for it, but we got 3 interceptions. Franks did a great job taking care of the ball for the most part. Gardner, an absolutely dominant performance, 7.3 yards per carry. 2 touchdowns on the ground as well. If we look at receiving here, Deshaun Briggs was our unsung superstar of the day, our leading receiver, and Gardner again with his 3rd touchdown through the air. And then on defense, we had Riddick with 8 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a sack. A big performance out of him. 2 interceptions actually out of Valentine and 1 out of Miller. Our safeties were the beneficiaries of those sailed passes, which was just a great opportunity for them. Kick return wise, nothing too crazy. Punt return, same kind of thing. We weren't really able to break anything open on the special teams this year, but that's going to wrap it up for the Charlotte Speedsters game. We'll probably just advance here quick too as well because I think our game was the last one that we needed to worry about. We've also got some extra coach points here too, so we'll make sure we spend those before the episode ends. Going to jump in here to look at the coach abilities quick, and we're just going to keep working on our offensive line. We're going down the motivator tier 3 route right now, so just trying to figure out which positions we want to upgrade. Right now I'm going to save the rest of these points just until I figure out a little bit more where I want to go with them, but we've got our offensive line and our defensive line tier 3 motivator for offseason progression. And look at this. We get our first 4-star commit of the dynasty, Enrique Apple, a 4-star running back. I don't know anything about him. All I did was just throw hours at him. I didn't scout him at all. But here's a look at some of our other board players that we're recruiting right now. Our deal breakers are getting a little bit better. There's not nearly as many players that we're worried about transferring, but there's still a ton there. We're definitely going to have to keep winning if we want to make sure we don't give up anything there or lose too much. And look at this. Alexander Valentine gets Defensive Player of the Week in the Conference USA with his 2 interceptions. So a great week for us. We get a 4-star commit. We get a Defensive Player of the Week. And now we're on a bye week. So I'm just going to hit ready to advance again. And I'll take a look here at our schedule coming up. As we're 6-0 on the year right now, we'll take a look here at our schedule just to see what we have coming up. I believe we've got one more computer game before. Yep, we've got Kennesaw State, and then we've got Lufkin College and Iowa College back to back. So two more user games to end the year here. Then Jacksonville State, Louisiana Tech, and UNLV, our other rival in this dynasty. So that's going to do it for this week. I will see you all in week 8 for the Kennesaw State Owls.